Elon Musk, like the rabid criminal that he is still slashing and burning throughout our government as he loots the treasury for his own ends. We've already covered countless stories about the damage that DOGE has done. But now he's crossed what I think is fair to call a bright red line to many, which is he's targeting Social Security. So in other words, one of the most, if not the most popular government program is now in his sights. And this is a program, along with Medicare, which Trump had said repeatedly, we're not going to touch it. Trump also said that about Medicaid, which the Republican budget slashed at $880 billion. It hasn't gotten through the Senate yet, but the fear is it'll pass through there too. But Trump famously said in the first term, and even on the campaign this time, we're not going to cut your Social Security, your Medicare, and your Medicaid. We're not going to touch that. That was a lie. The Republican budget that already passed cuts Medicaid, and Elon has been behind the scenes doing damage to these programs from the beginning since he illegally hacked the Treasury. But now he's really ramped it up. So they're closing a bunch of Social Security offices all over the place. I want to reiterate, this is illegal. This is unconstitutional. Elon Musk has zero authority to do any of this. The way it works is Congress has the power of the purse. They pass a bill. If the president signs it, that's it. The funds are allocated to the Treasury disperses them. That's it. That's it. Outside of that, you only have the inspectors general to look for actual fraud, and you have the Government Accountability Office, which will give you how much fraud there is. That's it. But Elon Musk, the world's richest man, hacked into the back end of our government agencies, and he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. Now, court after court after court have said, you have to stop. You can't do this. And he goes, basically, piss off, I'm going to keep doing it. In fact, their reaction was, oh, Elon, he's got nothing to do with DOGE. He doesn't even know what DOGE is. We got this random single mother of two who's on vacation in Mexico. She's the one that runs DOGE or something. I mean, the extent to which they think you're a fucking idiot is immeasurable. Like, they think none of you know anything, right? Well, look at this. This is from ABC News. The Social Security Administration says it plans to cut 7,000 jobs as part of significant workforce reductions amid the Trump administration's ongoing efforts to slash the size of the federal workforce. 7,000 jobs in the Social Security Administration, closing many Social Security offices. Guys, red alert. Social Security, in its entire history of existing, has never missed a single payment, and Elon is trying to change that. Elon is trying to make sure grandma doesn't get her Social Security check. That the former head of the Social Security Administration, former Governor Martin O'Malley, came out and said, if you're on Social Security, you should start saving now because it looks like payments are going to be missed. We're at the point where pitchforks are going to be in the street, right? Like, of all the things that are a third rail in American politics, Medicare and Social Security are like number one on the list. And Elon is going right in that bitch. Let me give you more. Rest in peace, NIH. Not only did the director of the NIH resign today, but the website NIH.gov is down. PubMed, one of the world's most valuable repositories of medical knowledge, is also down. So more Elon and DOGE insanity, but we're still not done. Listen to this. As Trump cut off life-saving food and medical aid to countries worldwide, that's part of U.S. aid, right? State Department's art budget remains robust. State had planned to buy nearly $2 million in art for embassies per government document I viewed dated earlier this month. Look at their priorities. Look at their priorities. Trump would rebuild the White House and turn it gold. He would make it the Gold House. So he would blow a colossal amount of money on that while slashing Medicaid, slashing Social Security, slashing HIV medicine for kids. This is literally what they're prioritizing. $2 million in art for embassies as they cut life-saving food and medical aid. Now, why is that, guys? Stop and think about it. Why is that? Because all Trump cares about are the robber barons. That's all he cares about. And he wants this government to be a robber baron government. He is envious. He said it. He's envious of the Gilded Age. He wants that level of extreme income and wealth inequality. In fact, he wants to make it worse. And in that scenario, what? It's opulence for the top 1%. It's opulence. It's gaudiness, right? But for everybody else, for the 99%, fuck you, live in a tenement home, have your child work in a factory, enjoy your Dust Bowl conditions, live in a fucking tent. So $2 million for art, for our embassies, to show American opulence while slashing food aid and medicine. You can't make this stuff up, bro. You literally can't make this up. Now, to really crystallize this for you, this is in CNN. Ready? In their warehouse, Moore said, there are around 400,000 boxes of USAID branded RUTF ready to be shipped out. He estimated that if USAID doesn't pay MANA for those boxes, he will have at least 10 million in wasted peanut butter pouches on his hands, and that doesn't include an additional 14 million in reimbursements from the federal government that he was already waiting for. He is unsure whether or when he will get paid. Erin Boyd, a USAID nutrition advisor who was laid off from the agency in January, told CNN, it is not an overstatement to say that children will die as a result of the decimation of USAID and funding for RUTF. So kids will die because Elon is starving kids of food that we already paid for. This was the food sitting in the ports waiting to be sent out, wasn't getting sent out. The food is rotting. Food we already paid for, which could have gone to save the lives of kids and end hunger for these kids. They'd rather let it rot. They'd rather let it rot. This one's a big one, guys. This one's a big one. This is from More Perfect Union. The mass firing of upwards of 1,800 workers at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, including top climate scientists and weather forecasters, has begun. The firings reportedly include workers at the National Weather Service. So understand something. I'm a little bit of an old school man myself. Sometimes I'll watch the Weather Channel like I'm 85 years old. I also follow some weather YouTubers, right? And across the board, all of these people are saying, holy shit, what's happening here is going to devastate this country. Because all of the weather information that we get, anytime you get a weather forecast or a weather report, whether it's on an app on your phone or some other service or the Weather Channel or these YouTubers, all of that information comes from the National Weather Service, the NWS. And they're doing deep cuts at NOAA and the NWS, which is in NOAA. So this is going to make our weather forecast worse. That's what it's going to do. Guys, again, I want to reiterate this. They don't believe in government for you. They are anti-government extremists and fundamentalists. They agree with Javier Milei and his slash and burn approach. And Javier Milei has delivered a 53% poverty rate for Argentina. This is who Elon Musk looks up to. This is effectively what he's trying to bring to the United States of America. So even people who are apolitical, people who are conservative, are looking at the 1,800 firings at NOAA and they're going, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What is wrong with you? You want to fuck up even our basic shit like our weather forecasting ability? Because guess what? At the end of the day, what they want to do is privatize everything, right? Smash and grab, privatize everything. Make it so that you have to pay for shit that you've never had to pay for in the past so that their robber baron buddies can get a cut. That's the goal. That's the point. And this is as they, the top 1%, the robber barons, they get endless corporate welfare. Elon's taking $38 billion in corporate welfare and can't wait to take more, is trying to take more as we speak. But you can't even get a fucking free weather report, weather forecast. All right, and then we also have this one here. So we've talked time and time again about how Elon has destroyed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Trump has gone out there and done his dirty work for him, right? We've all seen it. Trump out there, like, people would come up to me, tears in their eyes, say, sir, this agency has destroyed me. Sir, that's what happened. Yeah, I don't doubt those Trump stories, although I probably should. But if anybody's doing that, it's when he's at Mar-a-Lago and it's a fellow billionaire coming up to him in the dining room saying, oh my God, they stopped me from committing fraud. That's what he'd be talking about, because this is what the CFPB does. They are the anti-scam police. They make sure big financial institutions can't scam you. Well, now we have some specifics about the destruction at the CFPB. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's new leadership is dropping cases. Today, they dismissed at least 4 enforcement lawsuits, including cases against Capital One, Berkshire Hathaway-owned Vanderbilt Mortgage and Finance, and a predatory student loan company. The plaintiff, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, dismisses with prejudice this action against all defendants, the agency said in a brief filing in the Capital One case. In other words, we are fine with big business committing fraud and scamming you and screwing you over. We are going to take the side of big business. That's what this is, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't get any more disgusting. Okay, let me say this as clearly as possible. Nobody on the merits can defend what Trump and Elon are doing. Nobody. The only people celebrating are the literal robber barons. Those are the only people celebrating. The uber wealthy people who scam folks on a regular basis. They're the only ones who can support this. Then we also have the lies of DOGE. DOGE claimed credit for canceling a contract that ended in 2005. In his list of canceled contracts, the top 5 were all wrong. They had to revise savings down from $10 billion to $19 million. He's an extremist and he's incompetent. He somehow both things. His ideology is incredibly extreme. He's super corrupt and he's incompetent to boot. There is not a single quality of saving grace for Elon Musk and for Donald Trump and for what they're doing with Doge. Everybody should be disgusted by all of this, man. And look, what's going to happen when Social Security payments start being missed? Oh my God. We've never seen anything like that in this country before, man. I don't know. I don't think this country can handle another round of neoliberalism. I don't think it can. I think something will break. Something will snap at the core of this country. If you try to take the few remaining good government programs we have that help keep people out of poverty, and you destroy those programs, we're going to enter a dark timeline. And nothing is off limits anymore. Nothing is off limits. We're going to see things we haven't seen our entire lives so far if they really do end up destroying the few remaining programs that work for people. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.